Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy OG Black. Smash, like, subscribe. Hit that OG little button on the back right there if you're not subscribed. Remember, guys, what this show is all about is to get you guys out of this life. You know, today is Wednesday's Rats and Wiretaps. And OG Black's going to give you guys a little personal story that he's got about some ratting that got on early in his business that he was in. You know, you guys know for a fact that OG Black's been in this business for a long time. He knows what he's doing. Um, you know, I don't get fooled too easily, guys. You know, I don't fall into too many traps. You know, but in this situation, don't forget, you can learn from it. You can learn from my mistakes. So back in the day, OG Black used to work at a marijuana dispensary. Now, what I did there is not important, but let's just say I wasn't an employee. You know what I mean? But I was sort of like an employee. I was on the staff, if you know what I mean. But this is how it's going to go with this story. The guy, we're going to call him Mr. Orange, okay? So Mr. Orange was an employee of my friend, and he knew a lot about marijuana. He had a lot of friends that were vendors. He's a Mexican kid that grew up in the white neighborhood in Huntington Beach, California. He had a lot of friends. He had a lot of connections. He had a lot of people that cared for him, and he knew a lot of people with money. Now, this kid happened to know a couple growers from Medicinal. He knew a couple growers from Humboldt. He knew a couple growers from just about anywhere in California. His dad was connected. His dad used to move bricks of weed, pounds at a time, or units as they call them, back in the 60s and 70s before people were even doing it. His dad was bringing good marijuana from Canada, bringing it down, and shipping it to the U.S. and selling it when everybody was selling Mexican brickweed. His dad was selling high quality ganja, as he calls it, ganja. Now, Mr. Orange and me started having a pretty good relationship because he was a really smart kid. He dressed nice. He was a go-getter. And he definitely didn't come from a family of gangsters, but he had gangster all up in him. Now, OG Black knew this kid for about a year. Now, at that time, I was doing real good, and he asked me, "Hey, OG Black, can I borrow $500?" I said, "Yeah, not a problem." I gave him the $500. He told me, "Hey, OG Black, what do you think of this?" And he ran an idea by me, and I said, "Hey, kid, that's a great idea, man." Was telling me that he wanted to open up his own shop, and I thought it was a great idea. He had a good personality, people liked him, and he was, you know, a real trustworthy kid. He looked like a good kid. He told me, "I just got to do some things, you know, to get started." You know, he said, "But I got to do some things." And I said, "Yeah, take care of him, man. Got to do what you got to do." But I wasn't really in tune to what the kid was saying. So, to tell you guys what happened is this guy ended up going up to Humboldt, right? Um, this one's a hard one. He started going out to Humboldt, right? When he went up to Humboldt, story goes that he met some growers that he used to know, and he robbed them. From my understanding, he robbed 3 growers that he knew. He robbed all 3 growers for a total, I think they said, of 290 pounds worth of high quality dispensary marijuana. Not the shit that some dumb little kid sells. You know, the good stuff, you know, top shelf, exotic, private reserve, OG, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever they call it, your dispensary or your clinic or your medical marijuana place you go to, guys. But this stuff was fire. It was OG. I happen to get some of it myself. Some of the headband, I think, was that he had. So I actually got to have some. I think he gave me like a quarter pound of headband. It was premium, guys. It was fire. I mean, this is the stuff that you pay $35, $40, $50 eights for with the homie hookup. These eights you could sell for $60. That's how good it was. It was fire. Like one joint, you're good for hours. So he ended up robbing these growers. Now, so you guys know, and I'm going to get into this and tell you guys, and a lot of people don't believe me. A lot of growers, a lot of people that do these kind of businesses, guess what, guys? They work for Uncle Sam. They're cops. They're lawyers. They're judges. And one of the growers' brothers happened to be a cop. Now, you know, at that time, you weren't going to go to the police and say, hey, I, uh, I just got robbed for 20, 30 pounds of marijuana. You know how that's going to go for you. It's not going to go very well. You know what I mean? So for this kid, he robbed these growers, and he said, these guys ain't going to bust a grape. Ain't nothing going to happen. Now, from my understanding, what I found out on my own too is this kid ended up getting people to get a little bounty on him. These three growers got together and they found some bad guys to find him. So one day I show up to the dispensary and I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I tell my buddy, hey, man, where's so-and-so? He goes, he didn't show up today. Says, weird as fuck. He always shows up. So I get on the phone. Hey, fool, where you at? Nothing. Hey, fool, where you at? Nothing. Hey, fool, where you at? And I'm annoying, guys. If I get on something, I get on some shit, I keep going. So one of the girls that worked in, one of the bud tenders, I tell her, hey, Mom, where's fucking Mr. Orange at? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, find him. She's like, damn. I'm like, all right, we'll find him. Like an hour later, I said, where's Mr. Orange? She's like, I don't know. I can't find him. I said, well, find him. She's like, fuck. So she took off from the shop. I don't know what she did. She ends up calling me. She's like, dude, his mom said that he left 3 days ago and he hasn't come back home. And I said, that's weird. Mr. Orange is a big old mama's boy. And she said, yeah, I know. And I was like, damn. I go, when's the last time you were with him? And then she's like, what are you talking about? And I said, don't lie. I know you've been blowing Mr. Orange in the back, you know? Off time, whatever, you know, and he's banging you out. She's like, how do you know? I go, because I know. She was like, fuck. And she's like, not for like a week. She's off 4 days, actually, and that's the same day he left. I said, what did he say he was going to do? And she said, he said he was going up north to go get some units. I said, not for me, not for the shop. And she said, yeah, I know. I go, so you know he was getting some units? I go, who was he getting from? She goes, I don't know. She goes, but I know he was talking to somebody, and he wasn't even worried. She said it was going to be easy. I said, all right. So long story short is Mr. Orange didn't get too far, guys. He ended up getting to the Bakersfield. What this stupid dummy did was that he ended up pulling into like a Motel 6 or a hotel. The cops didn't tell me everything. And I'm kind of sore, guys. He ended up going to Motel 6 and checking in, and he didn't even change the car he was in or nothing. He decided to go from up north and drive all the way down with the bags of Yesca and go into the hotel. So story goes that these guys got him, found him, and killed him. And here's the crazy part of crazy rats and wiretaps, alright? This guy was working for the DEA. So you guys know. That is the banger of this story. The guy that got killed, Mr. Orange, was working for the DEA. Now, was the DEA on him stealing weed? Was the DEA on it? I don't think they were in on that. But Mr. Orange, from my understanding, had gotten in trouble about a year and a half ago. And I was part of that investigation. The DEA said I was peanuts, I was small time, that they didn't give a shit, that they knew I was just a manager or of a head shop, like they called it. They said that they don't know anything about my business, and at that time I wasn't doing anything, I was just relaxing. Thank God. But at the end, Mr. Orange ended up being a DEA agent, or working for the DEA. That's how I found out how confidential informants and the extensions that they go to and the rats that the DEA uses to get people. This is your guys' Wednesday Rats and Wiretaps. I hope you enjoy it. Smash, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification button. Check out my Patreon guy. Got fire content on there, guys. $9 a month, 3 cents a day. Get all the content you want. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is Wednesday Wiretaps and Rats, and I'm out.